Hello, I'm Jasleen Kohli, and I am happy to offer a CTI seminar this year titled Life Writings in the Classroom and Beyond. So as part of this open house, I'm happy to offer a few thoughts that I hope will lead us to have more conversations after this session today. So I'm going to share with you a few elements of life writing, and I share these with you here in the hope that we can view that an interplay of a few of these essential elements can help us provide an multidisciplinary or even an interdisciplinary approach to this topic. So a few things that we are going to consider today would be the subject of the text, followed by the need to respond to a demand to explain oneself or the subject, followed by the responsibility to be true to the subject, also known as the ethics, the creation and the retrieval of memory, and finally the agency, which is what is giving voice to the subject. I would also like to invite you to think about the subject in a more non-traditional way, and to that end, I have a text that permits us to view this through a different lens. So I want to ask you to reimagine the subject, and to do so, I bring the book, the Pulitzer Award-winning book, The Emperor of All Maladies by Siddharth Mukherjee. So, The Emperor of All Maladies is a biography of cancer, where the subject of this study is the much dreaded disease. In this sense, the subject is not one life-centric. It provides for a powerful collective narrative that recreates the life of the dreadful disease and recounts a collective sense of loss and commemoration. Moving on, I would like to talk about possible discussion ideas for the K-12 classroom. One of the things that I thought about when considering this topic was the autobiographical essay in an autobiographical subject, in a college essay, or multi-generational conversations around the Thanksgiving table within a historical framework, or a personal narrative in the third person. And I'm curious to know how the narrative would change if the pronoun were to go from I in the first person to he or she in the third person. So how would that distance help create a different narrative? Family narratives of sportswomen, of scientists, and finally observing how life narratives begin and looking at the time frame and observing whether the time frame is linear or not. So these are some of the things I hope we can talk about in a conversation today. Let me sign off now by giving you a quote that best describes life writing from Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Life is not what one lived, but what one remembers and how one remembers it in order to recount it. Thank you.